The U.S. Supreme Court could be days away from handing down a decision that could overturn President Obama's health care reform law. Now, the court does not allow live broadcast of its proceedings, but tonight demands are growing among both Democrats and Republicans in Congress for the court to televise its decision for the first time ever. Fox 5's Tom Fitzgerald was on Capitol Hill today. Tom, do you think this is a reality? Could this actually happen?
Well, you know, Sean, this is one of those where it depends on who you talk to. Experts will say that the chances of the court going along with this are slim to none, closer on the side of none. But some in Congress are now arguing that the Supreme Court's decision is going to affect millions of Americans. Yet only a select few people will actually get to hear that decision handed down live.
When it comes to big Supreme Court cases like health care, the pictures you usually see are always outside the court.
We love the Constitution. We love Obamacare.
What you don't see is what goes on inside.
There's a procedure here you go through.
By tradition, television coverage is banned in the Supreme Court, and only rarely has audio been released after an argument ends.
There is no way that this court's decision is not going to distort the congressional process.
What's wrong with leaving it in the hands of the people who should be fixing this?
Now, some in Congress say it's time for the Supreme Court to come behind its courtroom sketches.
Look, they are not a mystical priesthood.
Virginia Democratic Congressman Gerald Connolly is sponsoring a bipartisan bill requiring the Supreme Court to televise its proceedings.
Accountability, transparency, a little sunshine are really good disinfectants. I think the public is entitled to know how the third branch of government operates at some minimal level.
But legal experts say while the court's health care decision will affect millions, it's unlikely they would ever allow the cameras in.
They're not going to allow any playing to the camera.
John Banzhaf, law professor at George Washington University, says unlike presidents and members of Congress, justices tend to steer clear of the media.
There are virtually no leaks, almost you never hear of a leak, and where they want to be private. And this adds, I think, to the majesty and the respect they hope the court will command.
And while no one knows how the justices will rule on health care, without a big change in policy, only a select few will get to see that ruling handed down.
And, you know, tonight some senators are already taking Congressman Connolly's side in this argument. Democratic Senator Patrick Leahy, the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, and Republican Senator Charles Grassley have co-authored a letter to Chief Justice John Roberts asking him to permit live coverage of the health care ruling. So far, though, Sean, there has been no response from the Supreme Court.
All right, Tom Fitzgerald, thank you. We want to know what you think about